From knocking the sonic rings out of an op to upping a strap at a homeless man, this is Lil Jeff's most disrespectful moments. One of his most ruthless moments came after he allegedly took out Monty and Lil Rob in broad daylight in downtown Chicago. This wasn't just any shooting. It happened in the Chicago Loop, one of the most heavily policed areas in the city. 3 masked shooters jumped out of a dark blue Infiniti and let off shots for 15 seconds before speeding off. Lil Jeff didn't just drop hints, he straight up bragged about it. 3 weeks after the shooting, he dropped his most streamed song, where he mocked Monty and Lil Rob's last moments. Them did what they did and had to pay the consequence. This wasn't just a diss track. It was a full-on confession. This beef wasn't random. Monty and Lil Rob had stolen 2 watches from Jeff when they were still cool. But instead of keeping it quiet, Monty went on Instagram Live, flashing the stolen watches and clowning Jeff for wearing fake jewelry. BK Hood vlog, Monty was on the phone with Jeff, taunting him again, asking him to show his watch. 6 days later, Monty and Lil Rob were hunted down. But Jeff didn't just get revenge, he turned it into entertainment. In he rapped about how his victims had nowhere to run, how they couldn't claim they tripped, and even compared the shooting to buying 2 hats at Lids, making fun of the 2 bodies he caught. And if that wasn't enough, days later, a BK rapper dropped a music video featuring the stolen watches. Instead of ignoring it, Jeff went on IG Live, singing the song mockingly, making it clear that BK wasn't built for this war. Then came the ultimate disrespect. Jeff updated his tattoos, adding 2 new teardrops, one slightly overlapping the other, another way of letting the streets know exactly who they were for. Lil Jeff's disrespect wasn't just aimed at his ops. He even went out of his way to terrorize random people on the street. And one of his most disturbing moments came when he spotted a homeless man in traffic. Riding around the city with his crew, Jeff suddenly stopped the car in the middle of the road. At first, nobody knew why, but when he rolled down the window and started calling out to a homeless man on the side of the street, it became clear he was about to make a scene. The man, likely confused and hoping for some spare change, walked closer to the car, not knowing what was coming next. Instead of giving him anything, Jeff grinned, reached under his seat, and pulled out a strap. "You think you can run from one of these?" The energy shifted immediately. The homeless man froze for a second, then turned and took off running. The fear was real. Jeff and his crew burst out laughing. But Jeff wasn't done yet. As the man ran for his life, Jeff opened the car door like he was about to chase him down, shouting after him, "Yeah, keep running, I should get out this car right now." The homeless man disappeared down the street and Jeff kept laughing, clearly entertained by the fear he just caused. This wasn't just disrespectful, it was pure recklessness. Lil Jeff took his self-snitching to a whole new level during an Instagram live session where he casually announced he was about to start taking niggas to killer school. With a straight face, he laid out the entrance requirement. You got to have at least 2 bodies. He doubled down on this statement during an interview, citing lyrics from King Von, who once rapped, "You not a killer unless you got 2 bodies." And asked about this, Lil Jeff confidently agreed, emphasizing that self-defense doesn't count. If you had to protect yourself, you was scared for your life. As the interview continued, Jeff jokingly admitted he hadn't finalized the syllabus for his so-called killer school, but claimed people were already asking to sign up. He smirked, adding that he was only accepting 10 students, reinforcing the twisted nature of his self-proclaimed mentorship. Despite the reckless statements, when questioned about the real consequences of this lifestyle, dodged answering directly. The interviewer tried to make a point that graduates from this school only end up in 2 places, dead or behind bars. Jeff shrugged it off, saying, "I don't know what you're trying to say, but I ain't trying to hear it," before steering the conversation away. His words weren't just for shock value. He genuinely believed in what he was saying. Whether trolling or being serious, Lil Jeff's attitude toward violence showed just how deep he was in the streets. One of Lil Jeff's most disrespectful moments was when he finessed TMC Brito's watch right in front of him. The 2 were hanging out, and Jeff played it cool, asking to check out the piece. As soon as Brito handed it over, Jeff made his move, walking off like he owned it, daring Brito to do something about it. At first, Brito thought Jeff was joking, but when he realized Jeff wasn't giving it back, things got tense. Instead of arguing, Jeff took to Instagram, flashing the watch and clowning Brito for being too soft to stop him.
I just got his ass fucked. That nigga in the comments mad. Like, fuck them niggas. They should never been trying to kick it down the line of green.
Not long after, Jeff went to Cali to shoot music videos and record new tracks. While shopping at the mall, he ran into TMC members and things immediately went left. A fight broke out right inside the store with Jeff and his crew throwing hands against Brito's people. The whole thing got caught on camera with shoppers running in every direction. After the brawl, Jeff stormed out of the mall, only to go back inside minutes later, still heated. This time, his anger wasn't just at TMC. It was at his own manager, AMF visuals. Jeff started snapping on him in the middle of the mall, furious that he didn't let him bring a blick.
He the reason I had to fight in the mall because he didn't want to give me the gun. Tell him, go ahead.
AMF tried to calm him down, saying they weren't trying to catch a case in Cali. But Jeff wasn't having it. He kept yelling, telling AMF he should have never left the pole behind. Another savage moment is when he ran into Trap City Big Motion, a Trap City member close to Trap City Rob. Lil Jeff walked into the store, planning to grab something quick. But as soon as he stepped in, he spotted Trap City Big Motion. Without a second thought, he moved straight toward him. Before Big Motion could react, Jeff swung. The punch landed clean, dropping him instantly. Impact sent him crashing to the floor. And as he hit the ground, loose change spilled from his pocket, scattering across the store.
I didn't see it. I see it, fuck him.
He told Big Motion to say, F Trap City Leal, the same op Jeff had gunned down in an Uber ride. And under pressure, Big Motion said it. Whether it was out of fear or just an attempt to get out of the situation, the words left his mouth. Lil Jeff wasn't the type to let things slide, especially when it came to family. When his cousin Z Money was taken out, he made sure the streets knew there would be consequences. His target, Trap City Leal, the same op he forced Big Motion to disrespect. When the opportunity came, Lil Jeff didn't hesitate. He caught Trap City Leal lacking and gunned him down, leaving no room for survival. But it wasn't enough to just handle it in the streets. Jeff wanted the world to know. Not long after, he went on Instagram, breaking down exactly how he did it. He mocked Leal's last moments, detailing the hit like it was a highlight reel. For Jeff, this wasn't just about revenge. It was about sending a message. Lil Jeff wasn't known for letting things slide. And when Lil Cap, the guy allegedly responsible for his cousin Z Money's death, got into a high-speed crash, Jeff made sure the world knew how he felt. Jeff doesn't just mention it, he celebrates it. He straight up mocks Cap's condition, showing no remorse.
Yeah, they say go check on Lookout. He got in a high-speed crash on life support. Let's go!
But this wasn't just about the crash. The streets say Lil Jeff's cousin Z Money was gunned down because Jeff stole a chain from Trap City Carter and then lied, claiming he got into a high-speed chase. That lie allegedly cost Z Money his life. Jeff wasn't just taunting, he was calling it karma. He even wished for Cap's death on live. Beef wasn't over. Jeff didn't just want revenge. He wanted everyone to know he didn't care. But Jeff's wild behavior on live had consequences. Not long after this rant, things took a turn for him too. Lil Jeff wasn't just reckless online. He moved the same way in real life, and it eventually caught up to him. On June 8th, 2024 in Chicago, Jeff was spotted wearing a black hoodie and blue jeans, chasing down a man in yellow shorts. Witnesses say Jeff was pressing him, trying to back him into a corner. But what Jeff didn't expect was that the man was armed too. As soon as Jeff pulled out his weapon, Jeff was hit multiple times, dropping to the ground almost instantly. Surveillance footage captured the entire scene as his target fled while Jeff lay there motionless. He had spent years bragging about getting his ops, only to become another name in the cycle he once glorified.